We love living local. We are Scott and Kelly Greats, third generation Central New Yorkers who live, work, and play right here in the heart of New York.
The mission of this podcast is to shine a spotlight on the people, places, and events that make our community an amazing place to live.
We don't run ads, we don't talk politics. Our only ask is that you help us spread the love that we have for this community by sharing these episodes with your neighbors.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode.
All right, welcome back. Home field advantage week number 10. Little different crowd tonight. Christian is currently on a plane. I don't know over which state, but he is heading back from Vegas, where he got to see the Giants put on one hell of a performance against the Raiders. We'll talk about that real briefly. And Marley is not able to join this week as well. So we called in. It's a family event. Called in Tyler from Hartwick College to join us. And we also needed Tyler because he's the only one that has a happy story to share. So Tyler is a Steelers fan. Steelers kicked off the week Thursday night. Take us through it quickly, T. What were your takeaways from Thursday? 20-16 win.
During the whole entire game, like, the Titans had kind of a lead, but I wasn't worried. It wasn't like a big touchdown lead or anything like that. But we kept it close. Our defense did the job, even without Minka Fitzpatrick that night. And Kenny Pickett is looking a lot better with Matt Canada's play style, starting to all come together, and we made a game-winning drive and made a big stop on in the red zone against the Titans to win the game.
It was a thriller. I wish I saw it. I was asleep, but I saw the replay and looked like it would have been exciting if I was awake.
I was up. Trust me.
I know you were. So the Steelers are arguably, maybe you can say the Texans, but the Steelers are 5-4, arguably the biggest surprise of the season. No.
No, yeah, it is a big surprise. I wasn't expecting to do this good. Well, in the end, I thought we'd at least come out with somewhat of a winning record like we always do, but I wasn't expecting such a good start as right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, sitting at 5-3 right now. It's pretty good.
5-3. Sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, you already had your bye week. Yeah, 5-3. And I don't know why we continue to question the Steelers. All they do is put winning season after winning season together. So the fact that I'm calling them a surprise is really kind of stupid sounding because they just always have winning seasons. All right, who wants to commiserate first? Connor, you want it? Kel, you want it? Couple.
I don't even want to talk about it.
It makes
we can go. I mean,
makes
I don't know.
Really good radio when you don't talk about it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, this is what, like, the 5th week now where the offense just hasn't waken up until third, fourth quarter. And the NFL, you cannot wait to score points. It just deflates you as a team when you go down. And obviously, you only get 15 minutes in a quarter. If you wait till the fourth quarter, you get like what, 2-3 times maybe you touch the ball. You go down 2 scores. I mean, you got a tough task to overcome. So it's just defense. I mean, they're playing all right. Besides that first quarter, they gave up what, 10 points the rest of the game, like against that Bengals offense. I mean, I don't know how much more you can ask. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just the offense.
Yeah,
I
agree. And that's the baffling part, right? Is here we got key injuries on defense, and we say, hey, we're just going to have to outscore teams, and all of a sudden, the past 4 weeks, we can't outscore anybody. Maybe the Giants. That might be it, but we barely got past them. So it's concerning. You're right about the tempo. A lot of talk in the Bills fan pages online about bringing back the K gun and no huddle offense. Obviously, the fear there. It's a risk reward. When it works, everyone loves it. When it doesn't work, your defense is on the field a lot because a 3 and out is less than a minute, and then you got to turn around and give the ball back. I don't know. I struggle. Connor watches these games with me. I struggle with wasting timeouts in the second half. There's nothing more frustrating than like third quarter play clock expiring. I think we were like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and we wasted a timeout in the third quarter. And as soon as we took the time, I'm like, that's going to come back to burn us. And then
still didn't get the first down, by the way.
Yeah, right. We didn't get it either way. McDermott uses a horrific challenge at the end. No doubt he was going to lose it. As soon as he threw the challenge flag, we were just like jaw dropped. Like, is this really happening? And then, we get to the end, and obviously key turnover by the rookie Kincaid. What are you going to do? He was coming down from the air, ball first, linebacker punched it out, is what it is. But turnover and a costly situation nonetheless. And then we get the ball back and we've got one timeout, and there's just whatever, it is what it is. Cal, let's go to Germany. Let's go to Frankfurt.
Oh my God. We went to Germany, all right. And we did not come out to play football in the first half. Let me tell you, we went down 21-0 in the first half. I mean, I got up at halftime and I said, I'm going to go in the kitchen. I'm going to cook. I'm going to do other things. Like, I was frustrated. It was ugly. Couldn't do anything right. Then we come out the second half and we have 14 unanswered points. We're driving with 4 minutes left and they stop us. We gave the ball back to KC and quick 3 out. Like, we held them to no scores in the
By
second
the
half.
way, I'll stop you there. Very unlike Mahomes and Reed in that situation on third down, and short, third and a yard.
That's
And
what, yeah.
they threw the ball and bad time for an incompletion.
2 minutes and like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Take it down to
could have
2-minute warning.
taken it down to the 2-minute warning.
So that's what I mean. We get the ball back and Mostert has like 2, like, I think it was 20-yard runs, like phenomenal, like 2 first downs. We break for the 2-minute warning. We actually got the ball back right before the 2-minute warning. We break for the 2-minute warning. We go into like our next series of plays. We're 4th and what was it? 4th and 10. I wrote it down in my notes so I would remember. 4th and 10 on the 31-yard line. Okay. We obviously go for it. Our offense, we have momentum. The ball gets snapped and Tua has a fumbled snap and they recover it and the game's over with because it obviously runs out of time. Like, just heartbreaking way to like end that game. I mean, we were in position. We had a minute left. Like, I don't know if we would have made the 4th down or not, but to end it like that was just terrible. And then in the after game interview, like, Tua said, like, 100% my fault. Like, in a situation like that, against a team like that, I cannot drop the ball.
Tua
So it
always
was,
says the right things. Got to give him credit for that. I don't know.
he's classy. He doesn't, I don't know if it was the count. I don't know if it was like a bad snap. Like, you don't know.
One of them wasn't ready. He took the blame, which is admirable.
I know.
Lost
It just
nonetheless.
sucked.
And, it's one of those, we were talking about it afterwards, that when you're down 21-0 at half, you almost rather lose like 48-3 at
Right.
that. And just say it wasn't.
Like, to bring me back in. Like, they drew me back in and I'm like in the kitchen and I'm like nose up against the TV, like freaking out. And like, it just sucked to end like that. That was tough. So I got Joey and I went for a 3-mile walk.
The funny
was
thing
my
is, Connor
solution.
and I were outside splitting wood, and
They were listening to it though, I think, on their AirPods.
You're listening to it on the cell phone, and then Kelly left for her walk to go, get rid of some frustration. And then who comes around the corner? A neighbor of ours who's a Dolphin fan. And I said, what are you doing? She goes, I just had to get out of the house. I'm like, oh, if you walk fast, you can catch Kelly doing the same thing.
Yep.
Been there. We were there hours later. So not going to spend a lot of time on the debacle that was Giants Raiders. Bottom line is this: Tommy DeVito is not going to win you games in the NFL. Not many third string quarterbacks will. It's a disaster. I think that you guys know who they're bringing in, or did they bring some? They must have brought someone else in.
No, it was him the whole game, I'm pretty sure.
No, for now,
for this week.
like who's coming in as
DeVito.
No, I know, but like, who's going to back him up? Like Taylor's done. Daniel Jones is done for the year. They had a sign.
Jacob Eason is his name, and then they have Matt Barkley.
Oh, Matt Barkley. That's all right. That's
Matt Barkley.
So they brought Barkley in. It's going to be a long road. Now the question becomes, in Giant Land, do you just, and I hate the word tank, because these guys, say what you will about them, I mean, they're professional athletes. They don't want to lose games on purpose. People's contracts and livelihoods and different things are on the line. But there's a lot of talk about, just throwing in the towel in Giant Land. Can't say I blame them, but rough one. Marley sent me her notes, which are hysterical. We try to keep this not explicit, so I'll paraphrase here. So I'll say crappy first quarter, 5th different offensive lineman in the last 8 weeks due to injuries, crappy second quarter, Allen Lazard equals Butterfingers, really crappy second half. Jets had a wide open chance to fight for the division, blew it, lost to a guy with 9 functioning fingers. So,
There you go.
I guess maybe who's the QB there? Herbert, did he have
Herbert?
what's
Yeah, I
that
don't
finger
Yeah,
in?
he's got a middle finger on the left hand, I'm pretty sure. I'm
Shut up.
not sure.
So anyway, that was Marley's recap. It all ended with a Jets 27-6 thumping to the Chargers. So with that, just we'll put a bow on week number 9. CJ Stroud had his breakout game. Ty, you want to talk about it? You okay now? Ty got kicked out of our survivor pool. He took a shot with the Atlanta Falcons.
I thought Josh Dobbs would play like Josh Dobbs, actually. Didn't matter what receive. That's the first thing I had in the mindset is that Josh, like, you have a whole set of receivers to throw to. You have KJ Osborne, you have Jordan Addison, you have TJ Hawkinson. But all three of those players can be made up when you have a bad quarterback. You need a quarterback that can throw you the ball. And I got to give him credit. He went out and not even being on the roster for like more than a week, he showed out and he won the game for the Vikings.
Yeah, so 2 things there. Dobbs wasn't even the quarterback, right? The rookie they started and everything was going the way you wanted it to.
Oh yeah,
He got hurt and they brought Dobbs in reluctantly. He had been there for 4 days, I think, at that point, and legit
less than a week.
didn't even know all the players' names, let alone the plays. And maybe that worked to their advantage. Maybe Atlanta couldn't game plan. But ultimately, as a fan of the Buffalo Bills, I will say that some franchises just do what they're known for, and Atlanta just started doing Atlanta things at home.
And I read stats too, and I looked and I'm like, the Falcons defense is not that bad if Josh Dobbs or Jaren Hall even is QB. Like, it should be easy stops from there. But I think a little bit. Well, not even like the offense. Taylor Heineke did all he could do.
Yeah, one of those things. What are you going to do? So you can root for my teams now, and we'll give you more Christmas presents if I win.
Of course.
Which of course he says. Which, I thought about getting cute this week, but I have Dallas. Dallas is playing the Giant. It's a 16-point spread. Huge number, obviously. I don't even know. I hate big spreads like that because of the backdoor cover, but I don't know how Dallas doesn't win this game by 17 or more without even really trying that.
I mean, with DeVito, I think the Giants have put up a total of 6 points over 2 games. So, I mean, that offense just, you're right, obviously. 16 is a big number, but that Dallas offense is putting up points. And if this Giants offense just can't keep up, I mean, how quick does this game end, I guess, is the question.
And better yet, look at the matchup between, it was, I think, a couple weeks ago, the Rams and the Cowboys. Like, that match was a blowout, and Matt Stafford was in for majority of the game. Like, that's like the whole Rams team right there, and they put up numbers.
Yeah, it could get early. It's just a matter of can they hang on at the end when the subs come in for the cover. But in Survivor, it doesn't matter. Just got to win the game. So I'm going to take the Cowboys and hopefully have a snoozer. So let's talk about Thursday night's game. Speaking of snoozers, we've got the Panthers visiting Soldier Field. You want to start us off, Connor? It's a 3.5-point spread. Bears are favored by 3.5.
I mean, I like the Bears to win the game, but it's just that half. That half. So I'm gonna take the Panthers to cover the 3.5. I mean, I do, like I said, I like that Bears team. Bagent kind of had not a really good week last week, but he did have that promising week when he came in. And this is the team who'd they beat that one Thursday night game where was the Packers?
It was when
that was Fields.
But Dick Butkus died, and
that's besides the point. My point is this team can be good if they want, and this Panthers team, I don't know.
Yeah, they're bad. We had Steph on last week, resident Panther fan, and she didn't have much to say other than we typically get 1 touchdown a week. So I guess if the Bears can get 2, that gives them the advantage. You're right though. The key number 3.5. That's always juicy, right? This feels like a game that could be decided by a field goal.
Yeah.
What do you got, Cal?
I am gonna pick the Bears. At first, I was gonna go with my heart and pick the Panthers for Steph. Bryce Young, I'm rooting for him. Everybody's talking about how he's not a good quarterback, but he's just young, and I kind of feel bad about that. But
no pun intended there.
Yeah, exactly. He's young. I don't think they do it. I think the Bears can beat him.
What do you got, Ty?
I agree with Connor. I got the Panthers as well. I feel
Yep.
like this game is going to be quite a shocker, and I think it's going to obviously be close because when you're thinking about it, the Bears and the Panthers, the first thing you think right now is the two worst teams in the NFL right now. So
Waiting for the number one pick.
I don't know about
it,
the
it
Giants are gonna have something to say about
well
maybe Arizona.
before
Well,
the whole
isn't there?
entire injury thing, like I'm saying, like if Daniel Jones, like it's the big if like probability now with injuries and stuff like that. But when I think about it, I think it's the two worst teams in the NFL.
The
So I got
Giants.
the Panthers with the point.
I
Yeah.
hate bashing Christian so much, but it's just he says so many
Yeah.
things every week. Where he's like 2 weeks ago, he's like, "You win this game, you're in the playoff." And all of a sudden, now it's like they have this third string.
Now they're fighting for the one pick. Yeah, injuries are the great equalizer, and the NFC is wide open. You could have a team with a losing record, probably will, as the last wild card spot in the NFC. We're gonna go parents against kids here. I'm gonna go the Bears. My algorithms have this one at 6, so I'll lay the 3.5.
Algorithms. What's the matter with you?
That's a fancy word right there.
That's right, Ty. You're a statistics guy. All right, so Ty, who the Steelers this week have who?
Oh, we're home against the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. All right. So what do you got?
Oh, I definitely got my Pittsburgh Steelers. Are you kidding me? 3.5.
All
Oh, I
right.
definitely got my Pittsburgh Steelers. Based off the way we've been playing and stuff like that, I don't see the Packers as a very well-shaped team either, and I feel like we'll just easily take this one away.
All right. You gonna stick around and watch it with us?
Yeah, no, I'll be home Sunday.
All right. Cool.
So I'll go after him because I get to pick my second favorite team because my team's on a bye.
Yep.
And Tyler knows who my second favorite team is. They're the Steelers. I wear Steelers jerseys all the time with them and I root for them. And I definitely think the Steelers win too.
Connor, I disagree. I think her second favorite team.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she's a closet
No.
Bills fan.
Sorry.
I was
it's
going
debatable.
with the Chiefs after the whole costume. but
That's right,
Oh
Jigger.
my God,
Chiefs.
stop it. And
Let's-
I
repping
really
the
feel
hat.
like me putting that shirt on.
Yeah.
No, she's a Swiftie
Pretty-
though. She's a Swiftie.
I truly thought that's
She
where you
gotta
were
be a
going with
Chiefs
that,
fan.
man,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
exactly.
God,
Right.
that
Those that
juju.
aren't following, my wife was Taylor Swift for Halloween on Tuesday, wore a Chiefs t-shirt. We spent $20 of our hard-earned money on a Chiefs t-shirt.
The week before they play them. That was so
Yeah.
stupid. Why did
We
I
had
do
pictures to prove it, and then they beat
Do you
us.
still
and
have
then-
that shirt, by the way?
No,
that?
well,
I
here's
should have burned it on Saturday night before the game. I should have burned
Here's
it.
how the
we got a
story ends,
fireplace
Ty.
in the house. Let's burn it.
well, no, it's gone. Tonight's garbage.
Oh, okay.
But
I
yeah,
threw it out. I threw
was
it
in the
out after they
garbage.
lost.
Monday morning, right in the garbage. $20 down the drain. We got a
Yep.
picture to prove it though. All right, Connor. We are another weird number. We're home against Denver, Monday night game. 7.5.
I don't know. We seem to play well against bad teams and win the games that we should. I mean, you go back to what we played the Raiders, beat them pretty
We're at
easily.
the Washington game.
Washington. I mean, I don't know. It's just I feel like they put up a lot. Hopefully, prime time everyone's gonna watch, and this will be like, okay, maybe they're back. This is the get right game for the offense, I think. So I think we put up a lot, cover that 7.5.
I've said it, I said it last week. I went against Buffalo 4 weeks in a row with the number and I hit all 4. I said something's got to give. I took them last week. Now it's 5 weeks in a row. If you've gone against Buffalo with the spread, you have cashed a ticket. It's got to end eventually. I think this is the week. I think this is a double-digit win. If I'm wrong, I don't know. I'm numb to the NFL, to the Buffalo Bills for sure. All right, Ty, what's your lock?
I've been talking about it for so long. I love the spread. I got the Cowboys against the Giants.
It's a big number.
I mean, I feel like it's a big number, but I feel like they can cover it.
All right, Cal.
I'm taking your Bills over Denver. We scored 70
Wow.
against them. I definitely think that you guys can score more than 7.5 points against Denver. If you
Okay.
can't, you're in trouble, real trouble.
Well, we are in trouble.
Well, the goal is to cover the 7.5, not score 7.5. Just to be.
We'll cover. You've got to
Yeah, okay.
more than 7.5 is what I
we
meant.
win 8-0, I'll take it, which is
Yeah.
possible.
It is.
Connor, what do you got?
I'm going with Bonesy. I mean, that Giants offense just hasn't showed me anything, and I really do think 16's a lot, but 2 touchdowns and a field goal covers that. So I'm taking Dallas for the lock.
All right. After an embarrassing loss to the Browns, and I was on Cleveland for Survivor last week. No, it wasn't the Browns. Who pounded Seattle? Oh, Baltimore. Baltimore. They came West Coast team coming east. Baltimore crushed them. Seattle's at home this week against the Commanders. That's another team. Who are the Commanders? I don't know. One week they look respectable. The other week they look like trash.
Sam Howell is second in passing yards, by the way, in the league. So I don't know
Yeah,
if
but
that's worth, but
you can do that when you're losing games.
yeah.
You typically do garbage time. Softer defenses, it's not changing my mind. Again, the number, I like the key number 6.5 keeps me under 7. So Seattle minus 6.5. That's my lock. Bonesy, what do you got for an upset?
Now, before I tell you my upset, which is going to give a little bit of a hint, I want you to look at the line of the Jets and the Raiders game.
Yeah, it's basically a pick, right? Like half a point.
And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to go with the Vegas Raiders on this one.
Okay. All right.
They're starting
The Jets are minus half, which makes this an upset.
Minus half a point, which makes this an upset. Exactly.
Oh, I hate it. Tap out.
I love it. No, I love it.
Should be at least 3 points.
I know it's the Giants.
He's a guest. He jumped in last minute. He didn't have a lot of research department. Didn't have a lot of time.
No, I had enough time. I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, okay. I looked at the Giants Raiders game. I watched the preview of what happened, obviously with the Daniel Jones injury and stuff like that. And the one thing I noticed, even though it is the Giants defense, Aiden O'Connell did not have like a single mistake. Like he had like a few incompletions. He was throwing the football good, no interceptions, but also at the same time, no touchdowns. I think he's going to play pretty good.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jimmy G was a healthy bench, right? He
could have.
Yeah. So I mean, they're going with this kid.
New head coach, by the way, who they all seem to like.
So. Yeah, no. After the whole fanatic with firing their head coach, firing their head coach, firing their GM. Firing their offensive coordinator and benching their.
They fired Al Davis's barber. Did you see that? All right, Ty or Connor, what's the upset?
I'm going with the Browns. 6. Yeah. They're getting 6. I mean, obviously the line doesn't matter. The upset, they got to win the game. But division matchups, the Ravens, I think they're on an all-time high right now, 7-2. Obviously, they're playing good football, but it's got to end eventually, and what better time division matchup? And that defense is, I still do think, legit and probably one of the best defenses in the league. So
could be the sneaky best game of the week.
Yeah, seriously.
Cleveland and Baltimore. Yep. And I did look at this because I think the number is off. I don't know if Cleveland wins, but if you're getting 6, I toyed with that as my lock. But I took Cleveland 2 weeks ago as my lock, and they burned me, and I'm holding a grudge. So, but yeah, I like it. And Cal.
So that's too funny. I was debating between 2 here. I've got Cleveland over Baltimore because Deshaun Watson's back this week.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but he is back.
Yeah, it could be a good or a bad thing there.
And I'm just saying he's got to do something. It's like terrible that they spent that kind of money to get him there. So part of me
cash and checks. He's definitely doing that.
Part of me feels like he comes out and proves himself, but then another pick I was looking at is Houston beat Cincy because CJ Stroud had a great game last year, but Cincy is playing well and Joe Burrow, and I'm just like, oh my God, what do I do here? So I am definitely going to take Cleveland over Baltimore because, like Connor said, I think that they're due to lose. And I just think Deshaun Watson is going to come out and play well.
Vegas, the sharps in Vegas, they prey on the emotions of gamblers and they harness the idea of the recency bias. And so this is a perfect example of this probably would be a 10-point spread if Stroud didn't play the way he played last week, but people are going to be jumping on.
Yeah, like it's just exciting, right?
And I don't think smart money is though. This Bengals team is firing on all cylinders. Stroud had a great game against a mediocre team, and
Joe Burrow is finally like 100% now again, right?
Yeah, well, I sure looked at it against us. Sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I looked at that and I really wanted to pick Houston.
Yeah, I think,
quarterback, but
I'll be rooting.
I think it's going to be a fun game to watch, though, at least.
Oh, yeah.
It'll definitely be fun. I love watching them play. I love watching them throwing the ball and stuff like that.
I'll be rooting for Houston for survivor purposes because there will be Cincy picks in that league. So
I'm rooting for Houston for division purposes.
there you go. So where are we? Okay, so my upset, I always like a home dog, especially a team that is a good team that's getting points at home. And this week that's the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're getting 3 points at home. I know, we look at Frisco and we say, hey, they're Frisco, but are they? Purdy's
Yeah,
seeing
they
ghosts
get
out there.
get their
looked
players
at
back
first.
this week.
Yeah,
I
no,
looked
they're getting
at that.
Deebo Samuel back, and he's
Yeah.
like a good key major part of that team. That's the first
Listen,
thing I looked at.
I'm
before
not
I
calling
made that
Frisco
pick.
bad. I'm just saying, as I look at
They're Frisco.
as I look at the potential upsets, I'll take the home team. If Jacksonville's truly going to make a run in a loaded AFC, you got to have some statement wins for confidence along the way. This is a spot where they can make a statement and say, hey, we're for real. And they're at home. I don't know what that means. There'll be like 22,000 Jaguar fans there, but and I think they were off last week. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jacksonville
Yeah,
got a
correct.
bye, and so did San Fran. They both did.
No, they both were. All right. So
Hey, Minnesota could beat them. I believe Jacksonville can.
yeah. Well, that was a survivor pick for me too.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts from the crew?
I think it is
About,
hysterical
Go
that
ahead,
I
Mom.
write down all these notes and that I have picked the same teams that Connor's picked, and I've got Jacksonville crossed out to beat San Francisco, and I don't
I
know.
can barely see it, but now I can.
Yeah, I'm.
What about
there.
Carson Wentz going to the
Still
Rams?
can't see it.
Oh yeah,
Carson Wentz, to the Rams.
That's interesting. I mean,
What did I miss?
I don't know
I
how
haven't
much
been
better
paying
that makes
attention.
them, but I don't know if he's bad, but they have obviously those two receivers I keep talking about. But I mean,
How long is Stafford projected to be out for? Is
I
the
actually
question.
don't know. That's why
Because he did something to his thumb, and he's
Yeah, I
hurt
don't know.
that same thumb before too.
Hey, let me give you one more too. Here's a home team getting points that I looked at as well. The Chargers. So you talk about the AFC being loaded. Chargers are back to 500 now. I believe they're 4-4. I don't have it in front of me. But they're at home against the Lions. They're getting 3. Yeah, so if the Chargers are getting a little momentum and they're going to keep pace, the Chiefs have the Eagles this week. That's actually the game of the week. But that's an interesting one. Keep an eye on.
What is it? Super Bowl rematch? Eagles and Chiefs.
It is.
That'll be
Kelsey
fun.
Brothers. Hopefully Taylor Swift is in attendance, so Kelsey can put up more than 10 fantasy points for me this week.
We got fantasy owners calling for a breakup.
2 weeks now. He's just put up duds.
He's
I'm not giving up on him because he's helped me win a lot of my matchups.
I don't know if you guys will look, but if I win this week in fantasy, it's huge. It's big time.
Yeah. Well, my fantasy team is the only team that's worse than the Buffalo Bills right now. So
Fair enough.
we're in a tailspin, but rooting for you, Bones. Kyle, you good?
I'm good.
All right, T. Thanks for jumping in, man.
Bye,
course.
Tyler.
Friday. Hey,
Goodbye.
we got, by the way, I wanted to do high school picks, but I thought that might get a little spicy, so we'll stay away from it. But we do have a full slate of Section 3 championship games at the Dome this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So, Connor, what do you got?
What are you talking about with the Chiefs? Was that this week? They're on a bye. The Chiefs are on a bye this week.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Eagles must be on a bye then too.
Yes, we all.
The
So
Eagles
are we.
are on a bye.
So is Miami. All of
Okay.
us.
It's not.
Yeah,
I
you
think you're talking
confused me
about
there
the
because I had to
week
bench.
after.
I had to
my-
bench
My
Kelsey.
bad. All right. So I was looking at the Chiefs' next 3 games, and it was
Yeah.
Denver,
Bye
they
week, then
lost. It was
Chiefs.
Miami, and then it's Philly. So I didn't realize they had a bye in between. So my bad. Hold tight on Eagles Chiefs rematch. That'll
That's
be-
I was gonna
That's
say because
what
I
we
have
beat
Jalen
Kevin.
Hurts benched.
It's like what's the pardon the interruption when they at the end they did have Stat Boy come on and tell them all the stuff they messed up. That was
I have no clue what you're talking
good intro from Stat Boy coming in and telling me what I messed up. All right, we're done. See you guys. Thank you for tuning in to another Love Living Local episode. Before you head out to support all things Central New York, we just have one ask of you. Please help us share the love we have for our community by sharing this podcast with a neighbor of yours. We truly appreciate you. In fact, you are one of the many reasons we love living local.